What's up guys, it's TyranitarTube, and Sarah B got invited out to play Pokemon Scarlet and Violet for an hour, so he posted this video of his thoughts for like 12 minutes, and it's got some new bits of gameplay in it, so let's take a look at it. I would imagine that he probably saw like 1 or 2 new Pokemon but was not able to talk about it. He mentions that while playing the game that he found a shiny Pokemon.
The Pokemon Company International and Nintendo recently invited me to play an early part of Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet.
Look, you got the freaking tote bag. I want a tote bag. A Game Freak official Pokemon tote bag.
Here are my impressions of Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet.
You know when Pokemon or like Nintendo invite you out to stuff, they're so strict on the brands. So if this is a sponsored video, he can have nothing but Pokemon in the background. He can't even wear a shirt that says anything.
People have been wondering if these games will be more akin to Pokemon Sword and Shield or the new style of gameplay from Pokemon Legends Arceus.
My assumption, I mean, Sword and Shield is pretty good. I must say it's gonna feel like Sword and Shield.
It's an amalgam of both and is showing signs of being the most ambitious Pokemon title yet.
You freaking gave the obvious answer. That's what I expected. Sword and Shield are still good games. So it's the combination of the true Pokemon feel you get in Sword and Shield versus, as you can see in these few seconds, just wilderness. Freaking Hopwhips and Fletchlings. You can see you're starting, it's called Mesagoza. You can see it in the distance, and in the same way, once you leave Mesagoza and you're traveling, you'll slowly see some other towns slowly in the distance. We got so used to if there being a country that there's no way around it, that this is gonna take a bit to actually sink in. There's a million ways around it now.
We were let loose in the region of Paldea in the game shortly after the start.
So first thing, and something I didn't notice in the trailer, is there's this picture mode. If there's one thing that was sick, is the game that was developed about taking photos of Pokemon, where in Pokemon Snap you would see Pokemon in their natural habitat doing all kinds of things. Maybe they've programmed some more fun that the Pokemon will do. I mean, in Snap there were actual events because it was a time-based ride where like the freaking pig would go up to the Hop-Up and like scare it off or something. Of course the same thing won't happen here, but I mean, picture mode would be useless if there wasn't things to capture.
And we were told we could do whatever we want, take whichever path that we want.
The other thing he shows is using Miraidon in the overworld, how it feels to traverse on it. He's jumping up cliffs. This is impossible in Pokemon. We can't jump up cliffs. It's kind of insane. You're really just exploring the region.
It is a vastly open landscape. As all the paths were available to us, they did get flagged on the map so you can easily go to whatever goal you desired at the pace in which you desire.
So he said other locations you can visit, probably like the locations of the 8 gyms or important towns are on the map for you to easily go there. But there was this rumor going around that, first off, it came from, you know, the random Kakamans. But it was this idea that the gyms, the way they are made, force you to play them in a certain order. I hope that's not the case. Again, that rumor is unreliable anyway.
That said, the characters do sometimes try to suggest that you go and do particular things, such as check on other characters to lead you to the other story points as you go through certain stories.
Yeah, well, that's natural. I think the point is that the game will nudge you in the proper order to do things, but you have the freedom to say F you and do something else. For example, if this is Kanto, you can flip the bird to Brock and theoretically go beat Team Rocket. In Johto, at the start, you could go all the way to the Lake of Rage and ignore everything else, even though they'll nudge you on, yo, take on Faulkner, go to the Bellsprout Tower. Except this time, there ain't no like fat man blocking the gatehouse. You could just go straight through the region.
For example, Nimona suggested that we check on Arven after we defeated the gym.
Okay, so the 3 story points we have, Gym Challenge, Arven, and then Team Star, seems like they're the perfect filler to separate events in the game. If you're playing the game the way they nudge you to play it, you're probably doing a gym battle, then Arven fighting a Titan, then doing some Team Star thing, and then looping that like 8 times.
The Paldea region really appears to be a final step into creating a big open world, and it really feels like it has hit the mark. We are only allowed in a small corner of Paldea, and that area itself was big. So often I found myself distracted from the main task just to see what was around the corner, up the cliffs, around the ridge, and I almost let the time that had been given to me run out before I hit any of the story paths because I was having such fun exploring and finding the Pokemon. Gym test.
Hey! You got an hour to play the game and you freaking explored? I feel like maybe I would have done the same. I feel like if there's a time round, you're just gonna get through as much of the game as possible. But then again, the game's coming out in a month. What am I gonna do trying to rush into things. You can play it at your own pace later.
It's definitely more of a cinematic flair going into the battle, with small cutscenes showing more personality for the gym leaders than we saw in Pokemon Sword and Shield.
You talking about the whip? Him doing the whip shows his personality? So if, get me, is this right? He got an hour to play the game. They dropped him right after the intro cutscene where your character's already made for you. Your starter's probably already picked. He got to explore the region, take on the first gym, deal with what Arvin was saying, and he's got some melee gameplay. All that in an hour?
Pokemon are found sprawled around the field. You no longer have to go for specific tall grass for random encounters, and
freaking
as far as we can tell,
devoured.
random encounters no longer exist in the game. You can see them sleeping or just going about their day.
There's no wild encounters, and we eat sleeping Pokemon. Kind of true to nature, you would be running around in the grass and your Pokemon is grinding for you. It says here +7, +3, all this. But what's 7 experience doing?
Sometimes you will also see a group of 4 or 5 of the species of Pokemon together, sometimes with one of the evolutions in the middle.
Oh, so they can kind of hoard up. There might be a shiny hunting strat in that.
4 or 5 of the species of Pokemon together, sometimes with one of the evolutions in the middle.
Look, the freaking armor Ceruledge wants beef. There's no Pokemon. He's running up on someone to jump. Hey, yo, my favorite. So he says that wild Pokemon, they will still see you and chase you, like in Legends Arceus. And I guess like in the wild area in Sword and Shield. You don't take damage, but, you know, will freak you out.
But unlike Sword and Shield, you will not go to a random backdrop. Instead, the world is seamless and you will even see the wild Pokemon and even other trainers or other player characters around in the background as you battle.
Okay, so they made it as seamless as possible. And you know, it's not just in Legends, even Sword and Shield had some seamless things. Like when you're in a gym stadium and you're fighting the gym leader, there's no transition. You separate and then the battle literally begins, so it's kind of sick. So we had Sword and Shield, then Legends Arceus to develop this seamless transition thing. It's gonna be good in this game.
Pokemon Legends Arceus, you can even move the camera around at will, but unlike Legends, you can't.
Okay, there. That's the Pokemon Center healing screen. All the little things to be excited over. Okay, I'm used to it now. Doesn't excite me anymore. Why the frick did you catch Bellibolt? This man had to sign an NDA. I will only catch Pokemon revealed. But maybe it's a hint. If he has Ceruledge, whichever one that is, that early in the game, then it really is a early Pokemon. I think it's rare early on, more common like near the end of the game, but you can still get it.
There is also another way to start a battle. If you're close enough to a Pokemon, you can aim with the ZL button and throw a Pokeball to get your lead Pokemon out to start a battle. If you can sneak up on it, especially by crouching, and catch it unaware, there will be a small boost at the start of a battle.
So it's really, as you get professional at playing the game, you shave off some time doing that.
We also saw a few wild Terra Pokemon. As has already been announced, these Pokemon will automatically terrestrialize in battle. In addition to that, defeating them will earn you LP, which can be used for both the TM machine and even just purchasing items in Pokemon centers throughout Paldea. They'll have a special aura around them and you can see them from far away. Comparison would be more akin to the alpha Pokemon that you find in Legends Arceus roaming around the Hisui region.
Oh my goodness, look at this crap. I see Slackout and I think of freaking finding him in Pokemon Sapphire. When the frick did our graphics get this good? As much as we love to make fun of the Game Freak graphics, holy crap.
But unlike past games, you have to talk to them in order to start the battle. They will no longer spot you and force the battle to happen, which means if you do so wish, you can just basically skip every trainer in the Paldea region.
That is ass. Also, you see that? Terrestrializing anytime you want. Okay, so first thoughts on trainer battles being optional. Every single one of them except gym battles. I'm sure we'll get used to it because at the end of the day, if you want to train, you will fight them. Pokemon is an RPG at the end of the day, so there's a certain fun in grinding your team. But I think back to in Pokemon Legends when you had to fight the 3 sisters, and I just thought how unexciting it was that it was optional. Maybe it'll feel better in this game. Nah, that really is weird. Imagine going through a whole route and you're going to like 7 trainers and have to fight none of them.
It's over their head, inviting you to battle as you approach, so you will know if there is a trainer ready.
Yo, we should have trainers that see you and they actually run up on you. Oh my goodness. Like the Kyurem?
I want to see you chase me. That's right, fatty. Ah!
Emo randomizer, imagine you see this lady in the distance, and you walk up and you turn around, she's on her way. Oh, Gen 10. Okay, Gen 10, we're getting it.
For a battle.
Oh my god, do it. Oh, it will become a horror game. Oh. And then the little midgets start chasing, you don't even see them coming. The freaking policemen.
From far away with various auras shooting up into the sky. You'll have a red aura for standard items and a golden aura for TMs. There are also some hidden items.
I mean, I'm ignoring what he's saying, but look how seamless that is. You beat her, it just zooms in on her, gives your money, and you continue. Gosh, that's so seamless. I really wish they weren't optional. I mean, maybe they did it because it's open world, so they couldn't program trainers being able to look at you and see you. But surely you can have them like proximity detect and just face when you're close. Or they do the little rotate 360 every once in a while.
The time of day and weather are no longer tied to a real-time clock. Instead, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet has its own day/night cycle.
I don't mind that. I don't need it to be realistic. I'm always setting the time back to day so it's sunny. I'll appreciate the nighttime more if it's cycling in and out during like a 1 hour play session.
After it became night, a rainstorm hit, and unlike Pokemon Sword and Shield, the player character was constantly reacting to it. Whilst running through the town, the character was trying to shield themselves and their eyes from the rain.
I love how we're rooting for these small details as if they're an indie company. Like, whoa, I'm so proud of you, indie company, you made him react to the rain.
We actually managed to get the world's first shiny Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet outside of Game Freak and the Pokemon Company. As I was climbing up a cliffside, I got to the top, and amongst all the Pokemon, I found a shiny Skidoo. That's right, continuing from Pokemon Let's Go and
Skidoo? I thought it was Skidoo. Don't tell me British people Skidoo. Well, it's an unspoken rule. You can't make fun of people's pronunciations because half of my pronunciations are wrong. But hey, do you say Sudowoodo? Hey, look, that's 102. Sudowoodo. I'm sorry. We allow it.
Continuing from Pokemon Let's Go and Pokemon Legends Arceus, shiny Pokemon are fully visible on the overworld, which is an improvement over Pokemon Sword and Shield where you wouldn't know until you started a battle.
Where's the gameplay? Show me the Skidoo. Sucker said it and didn't show us. He just put a freaking PNG from Bulbapedia.
Battle-wise, Pokemon
Guess what,
Scarlet
bro? I freaking found a shiny too. I got scrolling on my phone right now. I found a shiny.
Terrestrialization certainly brings a new element to the battle and can give you a nice boost or type change to make things more suited to you.
You got 420?
The Terra Orb definitely feels like a good way to keep the game balanced so you're not constantly pressing the win button like you were with Z moves in Pokemon Sun and Moon. However, some changes from Pokemon...
Listen, I live in Canada. Even I say Z moves. There ain't no way, boy. There ain't no translation where they say Z moves. Let me see the UK script for the anime, if possible. Z moves? There ain't no way. Alright, last one. I won't do it again.
Pokemon Legends Arceus have made it through.
He said frickin' Arceus.
While you learn moves in a similar way to Sword and Shield, where if your Pokemon hits the level, it asks you if you want to learn the move, Scarlet and Violet does continue Legends Arceus' method of relearning and forgetting moves. You can also pull Pokemon out of your boxes at any time, just like in every game since Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
One of those is ass, one of those isn't. Sure, we can have the move relearner thing, but why can't we access our PC from anywhere? What's the point of it? You're supposed to feel limited when you're out there, especially if it's open world. You can't have your entire box in your pocket. Where's like the connection that you're traveling with these 6 Pokemon? I don't know. Game Freak seems to not want to go back to that at all. BDSP, Sword and Shield, they all let you just access your PC anywhere. I just tend to forget when I'm playing the game, so I'm blessed. It's all psychological. As long as you don't know the features there, you're good.
There's also a new feature where you can select the Pokemon and have it heal automatically using items from your bag to heal.
Oh, that's sick. Hey, yo, all you gotta do now, I think you should make Ether's Bible. Just so people can just fix up their Pokemon and not have all these unused items. You'll feel good that you're using your items. You know, they even expanded again there. You see how I'm so excited for you to become a champion? Sword and Shield had the whole, I don't know if it actually works, but if you beat that initial tournament where you're just fighting Marnie and Hop, that makes you the champion of the Island Challenge. So there'd be many champions, 1 per year. They don't really expand on it in that game. You don't hear of any other island champion, but this game gonna expand on it and probably have, if not the Elite 4 equivalent trainers, maybe like 5 or 6 trainers in total that will have that badge. You know, she gonna do her hand like this and show the symbol. We're gonna see a couple more trainers, I'd assume. That's one thing I like.
If you send your Pokemon out into the overworld by throwing the Pokeball with the ZR button, it will follow you around, but you...
Bro, I just picked up Wooper Slime. What am I gonna craft?
These items have previously been revealed to be used for crafting TMs at the TM machine at Pokemon Center, so being able to do this...
Oh, we are crafting. We're crafting TM. Nah, I could get behind that. Most of the time, you wouldn't like see what you need for a TM and go hunt it. You'd just be playing the game and then using up your resources at the machine. I mean, unless like a crazy TM pops up, which it should. If not, then under the name TM, there should be some kind of like legendary TM LTM, whatever, that pops up and has like a crazy move. Maybe I'm just so used to the randomizer. It doesn't have to be something big like Sketch, but in the same way there's like egg moves where you can get special moves only through breeding, there should be a new section of moves you can get through whatever this is. You know, so maybe you could get a Blaziken with Brave Bird. Actually, I think he can learn it now. But imagine he couldn't learn it, and you see the Brave Bird LTM, because it's not a normal TM, and you're like, oh shoot, I'm freaking gonna get the resources to get this on Blaziken. Maybe even like Tyranitar and Rapidash can learn it. Just opens up the moveset more.
While you do need to target the Pokemon at other Pokemon, and it's not as automatic as it could possibly be, it definitely has a lot of potential.
Bro, this is like those mobile games. There's some mobile games now where you don't even do the battling yourself. You push auto battle. You already know, the character's grinding for you. And now we got it in Pokemon.
Full street story.
Our attention span is destroyed. Watch, Gen 12, you're gonna be able to select the position on the map and just leave your Switch there. And the trainer gonna walk up there alone. Gen 15, after you pick your starter, beat the champion. The entire game just plays itself.
You can also use emotes at any time through the D-pads whilst on the overworld. This
Hey, the
can be done for
boys!
pictures, because you can take selfies with you and your Pokemon, or
The
you and other players. And this is especially useful when you go into multiplayer and bring other players. And multiplayer truly is a key aspect of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And frankly, it felt amazing.
Don't say that. I don't have no one to multiplayer with. Don't say it's a key aspect. Okay, he's gonna show us the raids. Let's see how the time-based thing works.
Unlike max raid battles, there's also no shields to slow the battle down,
so
but there was
clean.
an element partway through the battle which adds an extra bit of protection. This protection can be done far more
Hey,
easier.
wait, the
with
thing
neutral
died so fast. Wait, where is your recharge bar?
Brutalize in these raid battles, but in order
you
to
just
access
wait a
it,
couple
you need to
seconds.
have multiple moves.
It doesn't show. Okay, that's the end of the trailer. Go on and shank that like button, guys. What's your favorite thing in Scarlet and Violet that you're looking forward to? A feature? Maybe the fact that we don't know anything via the hype season? Bro, we're gonna be playing this game, getting my reaction of all this new stuff that's gonna be in it. Then we're gonna get into the Wi-Fi scene and Wi-Fi battle on Twitch. Bro, it's gonna be fun. If you looked at the leaks, there's the door. Get your ass. See you on the next video. Take care.